No Man's Sky promises to be the ultimate open world game when it releases in the future. Can't live up to the hype? Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, Picky Old Gamer. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but it's a game called No Man's Sky. It was really shown off very little at E3 2015. It was obviously shown off before then. I'm thinking E3 2014. I may be wrong. You look that up, correct me. For me, it didn't jump onto my radar until this year, and I was like, well, what is this game, and what are they doing? And after the 3-minute little demonstration they showed, I was impressed. I was beyond impressed. You start out here in space, you're flying around, you have open space battles, open interaction with planets, and then the guy flew to a planet, and it was just like, okay, what is he going to do? Is he going to transition to a load screen? And it didn't. And I'm trying to find the man's name here, but anyway. The guy landed on the planet and it just transitioned beautifully, and it was like, oh, now we're on a planet, and then it's a huge planet. It's full of life. Oh, by the way, it's procedurally generated. That made me just go, holy crap! If people don't understand what procedurally generated is formulas, math. Basically, you tell the computer what it can do up to a certain, like, this type of values from this side to this side. You know how big or small the values can be, size of a planet, density, what type of material it is, everything like that. And basically, it runs a random generator and figures out the best way to do it, or just randomizes it and says, here you go. It's kind of like exactly like what Minecraft does. Minecraft randomizes the world and procedurally generates it just based on randomization and inputs that, you give it, or it just says, okay, here's a new world. It's why it's unique every time. But this level, is nuts. It's not just a planet. It's the entire galaxy. It's one galaxy with billions, not millions, billions of stars and billions upon billions of planets. Each of those planets can have multiple or none of type of moons you think orbit them, and each one of those is randomly generated and populated by random creatures, random environments, and it's nuts. And some people look at it and go, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to even touch that stuff. And I said, well, I get you. And some people, they want to get into a game. They don't have enough time around their jobs and everything like that. And I got a friend who's like that. He said, I just don't have time to do it, even though these great games are out. I just don't have time to touch the games. And, I get that. Some people, this is not a game you sit down and play and beat real quick. It's not. It's just not. It's going to be one of these games that you may not say never beat, but it may be so unique and so different that it might take you a long time. I think the guy that I'm looking at No Man's Sky's website, their team is Sean Murray. He's been on IGN's in July. They had a lot of videos. Go check out IGN. Go check out their YouTube channel. They got a playlist of just what they've done, what they're showing off, and I am very excited about the game simply because it generates a galaxy. It drops all these players in. It's all connected online to an online server or servers, and it's just what can happen. You can be a pirate. You can just stay out in space and kill other people. You can be an explorer, which I'd probably be an explorer / combat person because I like to do a little bit of both. You could be a trader. You can stay on the stations and trade and do everything like that. Or you could, like I said, you go out and just form alliances. Who knows what people will do? This is reminiscent of EVE Online, which is a very large and pretty large and successful space-based MMO, and it's totally or mostly totally about the universe is player-driven. And what that means is, unlike World of Warcraft, everything else, where you start a character back. I even tried it again as a trial 3 or 4 months ago, and I've played World of Warcraft on and off like 5 times. I sink some time into it, and I get bored with it, and I go away from it. And mostly some of the stuff is the same, if not exactly the same. And of course, then they change it. But most MMOs or online universes, they're about, consistency. You start in the starter town or starter environment. You do the starter quest. You do the start whatever. And then you proceed to go to whatever side you're on. And it's good. It's a lot of content. And if you get if you get you some people to play with, $10, $15 a month it's well worth the cost. But some games like EVE Online, once you get to a certain point, they're like, okay, this section of the world or this section of the world is held by this group. Well, who determined that? The group. These people conquered somebody else, and it's player driven, and that's what makes it dynamic. And if you think about No Man's Sky, there's going to be coalitions and alliances, and there could be pirates that get together and make a gigantic alliance, and you could have these other people that all they do is explore, and certain parts of that galaxy is going to be taken over by certain people, and it's all going to be dynamic, and it's going to be interesting. It's like the players and the player base can create the game themselves. And that's fantastic to some people like me, and I like something like, especially the Fallout games and Skyrim and stuff like that. I mean, there is a story, but there's a gigantic world, and I love to explore that world and figure it out for myself and just do stuff. I came out of the first town in Fallout 3 after I did everything. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. I mean, it's an older game. A lot of people are picking up and playing Fallout 3 and never played it since Fallout 4 is coming out in November. Make sure you get that game. I'm a huge Fallout fan, and I just went off and found some guy and shot, and he hunted him down and got a sniper rifle. First off, I could come out of a world and just go this way or go that way, and it was so much fun to give me freedom. Sure, there's a main story, but I can do what I want to a certain extent. But open world games that is truly open, it's like, okay, calculating procedurally generated a galaxy, all these stars, planets, moons, go. That, to me, that's the ultimate toy box, ultimate sandbox, ultimate just geek out fest where you could just, log in when you can. I may not be putting enough time into that, but I like to explore. And if you hit a world and hit something which you're going to that nobody else has ever seen, you can name all your discoveries. You discover different creatures, different planets, you can name stuff. And you get points, and you could upgrade all your armor. You have a suit, so you have a jetpack. So far we've seen a jetpack, so you have a suit. You can actually go underwater. In certain planets, it's going to be more like Venus, or even worse, so toxic or radioactive that you have to upgrade your suit or your ship, or you can't even go to them. There's even promises of possibly ocean worlds, total ocean worlds. It's going to be interesting. Who knows? There are gas giants with an ocean world moon. That is totally possible. And for the science geek, if you're a science geek and a space geek that just loves to see all that'd be great. And, they haven't said this, and I don't think I've seen it. Somebody can post it and correct me if I'm wrong, but what about black holes, quasars, pulsars, binary stars? I mean, this is just, a sci-fi geek's fantasy that you have this game that it's not just kind of simulated. Well, not really. You see that planet, you get toward the planet, load screen. That shouldn't be the only thing. But I just didn't cackle, but I just laughed with glee to see a game that you are in space. It can head toward a planet, procedurally generated, and it was showing on the PlayStation 4. I think it's PS4 and PC. I haven't seen Xbox One. Hopefully, I think they'll come out later. I don't know why they're going this route right now, but just anyway, you go toward a planet and it just loads, just transitions directly in. You fly, then you get on that planet, you point up and you engage. I'd say afterburns. It looks like when you engage it, you can see the screen shake, and you jump out into space, and it loads space up, and you can kind of turn out, and there's the planet you're on. No load screens. I think it's going to be the ultimate exploration game, and I could be wrong. It could be a flop. I don't think it's going to be a flop, but it could be underwhelming. It could just get boring, and it probably will get boring, being that large and that aggressive of a type of vision. It could get boring, but they also said they're going to keep expanding. They could say, well, the game is a little boring. We're going to make it to where people interact more. We're going to add other humanoids. Right now, it's not any humanoids. It's all creatures. You're not going. All the other humanoids are people you meet are players. So I don't know. I'm really excited about it. They keep, there's a lot of hype, ultra hype for it. I hope it doesn't fall down, but there's no release date yet. I think IGN does some question and answers. If it was, I missed it. Post it down below. But I just think for a lot of us that love something that's open ended, that gives us the ability just to do what we want, it's going to be fun. It's going to be damn fun. So I've rambled for 11 minutes now, so I think I'll shut up now. But anyway, leave me some comments below. Tell me what you think. Give me opinions. Do you don't like it? Why? Do you think it's just too open? Or if you're like me, do you think it's even better? What else do you like about it? Do you think it's going to be fantastic? Please subscribe to the channel. I'm on Twitter, Picky Old Gamer, and just let me know what you think, and I will talk to you soon. Picky Old Gamer out.